If you look closely at how cities breathe, you realize they are never truly static. A neighborhood that defined a community for decades can suddenly see its center of gravity shift. That is exactly what we are witnessing in Ho Chi Minh City right now. For the longest time, if you wanted to experience the heart of the Korean diaspora in Saigon, there was only one destination, Phu My Hung in District 7. It was widely crowned as the city's little Seoul.
It really was. You had the wide boulevards, the Korean signs, the supermarkets, and a very structured suburban layout that felt incredibly familiar to families moving from Seoul. But over the last few years, a quiet, steady migration has been taking place. If you walk down the streets of Thao Dien or An Phu in District 2 today, you'll hear just as much Korean spoken in the cafes and bistros as you would in the south. The gravity has shifted.
It begs the question, why now? Why are people leaving a well-established, comfortable enclave that was built specifically to cater to them and moving to a completely different part of the city? What is the magnetic pull of District 2?
To understand this, we have to look at the changing economic map of Saigon. In the early days of Korean investment in Vietnam, the focus was heavily on manufacturing. The factories and industrial parks were concentrated in regions like Long An, Binh Chanh, and Nha Bay. Geographically, District 7 was the perfect residential base. It was clean, safe, and close to those southern industrial corridors.
Right, it made perfect logistical sense back then. But the nature of the economy has matured. We aren't just talking about manufacturing anymore. We are seeing a massive rise in tech startups, corporate headquarters, venture capital, and high-value services.
Exactly. Many of these modern corporate offices and tech hubs are setting up in District 1 or the Saigon High-Tech Park in Thu Duc. If you look at a map, District 7 suddenly feels a bit isolated from this new economic core. District 2, on the other hand, acts as a geographical bridge. It is incredibly strategic. You can hop on the highway and get to the factories in Binh Duong or Dong Nai easily, or you can cross the bridge and be in District 1 in 15 minutes. For a busy executive or entrepreneur, saving an hour of commuting time every day is a massive quality of life upgrade.
That makes a lot of sense. Time is the ultimate luxury in a bustling metropolis like Saigon. But it's not just about the commute, is it? There seems to be a deeper cultural shift in who is moving here. The demographic profile of the Korean expat today looks very different from what it did 20 years ago.
You hit the nail on the head. The early waves were mostly families tied to manufacturing companies. Today, we are seeing younger professionals, tech founders, creatives, and digital nomads. Many of them have studied or lived in Western countries before coming to Vietnam. They aren't necessarily looking for an insular community where they only interact with other Koreans. They want a cosmopolitan, global lifestyle.
And Thao Dien is essentially the poster child for that kind of lifestyle. It has this reputation as Saigon's Western village, filled with expats from all over the world. It's dense, walkable in parts, and has this incredibly vibrant, almost bohemian energy.
Yes, and let's not forget the cafe culture. It is no secret that Koreans are deeply passionate about coffee and aesthetic spaces. Thao Dien is practically the capital of boutique cafes, artisanal bakeries, and trendy brunch spots. It offers a kind of staycation vibe with its leafy streets and river views. For a young professional, that is far more appealing than the quiet, sprawling suburban feel of District 7. It feels alive, connected, and trendy.
It's fascinating how a neighborhood's aesthetic can become its biggest selling point. But what about families? Historically, District 7 was the go-to for families because of the schools, specifically the Korean International School. Has District 2 managed to compete on the education front?
It hasn't just competed. It has become the dominant player for international education. While District 7 still has excellent schools, District 2 is home to some of the most prestigious global international schools in the country, offering British, American, and Australian curricula.
That represents a shift in parenting philosophy too, doesn't it?
Modern Korean parents want their children to be bilingual and immersed in an international environment. Sending them to British or American schools in Thao Dien or An Phu fits this goal, and living nearby avoids long school bus commutes.
So we have the corporate convenience, the trendy lifestyle, and the global education. But a community also needs its daily comforts. A major factor in any migration is the supporting ecosystem. You can't just move to a place and abandon your daily routines, your food, your leisure activities. How has District 2 adapted to this influx?
The local business scene has transformed rapidly. Now, you don't need to go to District 7 for authentic Korean cuisine or services. Songhan and Schwantui streets have high-end Korean barbecue, hair salons, Pilates, studios, and K-markets on nearly every corner.
And screen golf. We can't talk about Korean business, culture, and leisure without mentioning screen golf.
Screen golf is a corporate must and key social activity. The rise of high-tech centres in District 2 reflects the market's quick response to new residents. Now, you can live, work, play, and eat there without missing home comforts.
It makes me wonder about the broader implications of these shifts. When a specific demographic moves into an already popular expat area, it changes the character of the neighborhood. Thao Dien was traditionally known as a European and North American expat enclave. Now it is becoming this fascinating melting pot of Western and East Asian cultures, blended with Vietnamese urban life.
It creates a unique cultural synthesis. You walk into a cafe and you hear English, Korean, and Vietnamese spoken at adjacent tables. It is a microcosm of globalization. But it also raises questions about gentrification and rising costs. As demand for premium housing in District 2 skyrockets, it puts pressure on rent and local businesses.
That is the classic urban dilemma. The very things that make a neighborhood attractive, its dynamism, its cultural diversity, its premium amenities eventually make it less accessible. It's a delicate balance.
It really is. And it makes you wonder what the future holds for District 7. Does this mean Phu My Hung is losing its appeal?
District 7 isn't losing appeal but redefining it, offering space, order, and quiet with wider streets and a peaceful, family-friendly atmosphere. It suits multi-generational families and those seeking suburban calm. Meanwhile, District 2 attracts the younger, career-focused, and globally-minded crowd.
It's a classic case of urban specialization. A city growing as fast as Ho Chi Minh City doesn't just expand outward, it diversifies inward. Different neighborhoods begin to cater to different stages of life and different professional needs. The migration to District 2 is a testament to Saigon's evolution into a truly global metropolis.
It really makes you reflect on what makes a place feel like home when you are living abroad. Is it the proximity to your workplace, the availability of your favorite comfort foods, or is it the energy of the people around you? The Korean community in Saigon seems to have found a way to balance all three in this new northern hub.
And as the city continues to build its infrastructure, like the metro line and new bridges, these boundaries will blur even further. The concept of Little Seoul might not belong to just one district anymore. It might just become a seamless part of the broader city fabric.
A beautiful thought to end on. Cities are living, breathing entities, shaped by the people who choose to call them home. Thank you for sharing these insights today. And to our listeners, next time you are walking through Thao Dien, take a moment to look around and appreciate the layers of culture shaping the streets. Until next time,
Take care and keep exploring.